Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to Marketing While Muslim. This is episode 6. This is the podcast, the show by Muslim CEO, where myself, Amin, Mohammad over there, and Faisal there, we go through different marketing challenges, different business challenges, and we try and flex our muscles, our marketing, our business muscles, and solve those problems, come up with creative solutions right here, kind of live on the show. Now, this is a 6th episode, so there's 5 others that we've done that you can check out. It's available on audio version, so on all the podcast places, and then also video version on Facebook, on YouTube, so you can check those out there, those previous ones. So far, I think they've been really good, really helpful. We've even sent some of these episodes to our students so they could directly get specific tips from them, right? So that's how valuable we feel they are. So inshallah, we're going to keep them going. And if you have any suggestions for, some kind of challenge that might be out there or something, challenge us, drop us a comment and let us know what we should cover. This week, as usual, myself, Mohammad, we don't know what the topic's going to be about because Faisal has prepared it this week. So we'll get straight into it, inshallah. And Faisal, you can let us know what we're going to be doing this week, inshallah, this time.
So, assalamu alaikum.
So
what I was thinking this week, right, was obviously we're still in sort of post-pandemic, post-lockdown type of world, and so things are slowly turning back to normal, but they're not fully there yet. And one of the areas that's been most hit has been events, right, actual physical events and stuff, which was a massive obviously industry. And so what kind of piqued my interest this week was it's just finished, Tony Robbins Unleash the Power Within. Right? He's just finished his latest one, but it's the first one he's ever done virtually, which completely, I was having difficulty comprehending it because so much of what Tony Robbins is about is the personal touch, the experience, and all of that stuff, right? So, but do you know how many people attended? 30,000 people.
Oof.
And
I was going to say
pricing
10.
wasn't really discounted or anything like that. So basically, what he's done really, instead of it being confined to the exhibition center or wherever he does it, where he can serve 1,000 people, maybe 2,000 people, he's opening it up. He's just serving everyone, right? So I was like, okay, so what does that look like? Because he's kind of it's changed my paradigm a little bit. Okay, certain things can only be done in person, right? Obviously, he did have things like 360 immersive experience and all that kind of stuff. But so I was like, okay, let's take a popular Muslim conference, and if that had to be done virtually, how would that work? Not just talk about operationally, but even the marketing side of it and stuff like that. So that's kind of where the challenge is.
Okay, cool. So it's going to be virtual event.
A virtual, And so I was thinking that instead of us doing the creativity side, let's come up with an event title. No, not on any of that stuff. It's actually let's take Ilmfest or RIS, let's say. Every year that they're popular, we go, everyone travels to Canada every single year for it, and over a course of 2-3 days. And so this Tony Robbins event was over 3 days, and he managed to do it. I just checked his website. He's now doing all of it. He's doing Ultimate Business Mastery virtually now. He's doing quite a few of them because obviously it was a massive success for him. So I'm thinking to myself that, right, so what can we do from a Muslim event perspective?
Wait, so firstly, what's 30,000 times like $5,000?
A lot. Yeah. It's a lot. That's what it is. It's like more than we need, bro. That's a good month for us, inshallah.
Cool. Okay, so you're saying we're going to do the marketing for one of these events if it was virtual, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, good. So,
and what we should also talk about how it would differ if it was a physical thing and now how it's virtual.
I think this is what's interesting for me is that I've been thinking about this a lot in terms of online, offline, especially with the kind of confidence stuff that you feel that you probably need to do in person. So it's very interesting that someone like him who is all about his presence in the room has been able to do that. And I think there's a lot of hope and potential that comes from that, especially for people that are selling online services. So for example, we have a sensei within our program, right? And the sensei is doing the same type of thing where he's trying to take his classes online. He's actually doing it well. So it just shows that online learning can go to a whole nother level, like where it's been to now. And you know, the really interesting thing for me is the mindset thing, where, because what's happened is people have been forced to go do this online. Like, if you had asked Tony Robbins 10 years ago, do this online, he would probably have said to himself that, no, it does not work. We cannot do it online, right? But
you say it in a much more croaky way. No, it doesn't work.
Yeah. So I think that's really, really powerful for the Muslim market to do that, because I feel we're kind of behind. So first of all, like, you're kind of saying that you don't want us to do the marketing, but you want us to highlight some of the benefits of it, or like?
No, I'm not saying we don't do the market. I'm saying that instead of us creating an event, because we could create an event. Okay, this one's going to be called such and such, and doing Mufti Bank is going to be money can't be Hamza use. That stuff is not beneficial for the purpose of this. What's because that's something you love doing, right? But what's more beneficial is that how are we marketing this stuff out, and how can we, do the Ilm Fest? Obviously, you go to Ilm Fest every year and stuff. How can you do that virtually, but and serve people and obviously potentially get a wider reach and all that stuff.
Okay, so let's get started. Have you got a document, Faisal? I'm just thinking. So we're gonna do a little bit about how it would work logistically, a little bit, and then we'll do the marketing, right? Yeah, okay. Absolutely. So logistically,
so you can share. You can just enable the screen sharing thing. Sorry.
I shall give you the power, Faisal. I shall give you the power.
You let me unleash it from within.
Yeah, unleash the power. That's it.
So usually with some of these conferences, how does it work? Is it that there's one talk at a time, and then there's like stalls and stuff, or is it usually where there is multiple talks and you pick which one are different rooms and stuff? What's the layout?
So there's different levels. So for example, with something like the GPU, which was one of the biggest Muslim conferences, they would have like main stage, they would have smaller workshops, and then they would have like the area to go for stalls and shopping and stuff, right? Somewhere like I went to some of the Canadian ones as well, some big ones there. They did it something similar, but they didn't have the workshops. So they kind of had like main stage, they had the stall area, and that was kind of the main thing. And I think a lot of people probably do it more like that, where the main stage, the main speakers are there. And then of course you got GMAT and all the other kind of models for doing it.
Yeah. So for our event, should we have it where there is a main one, and then you can actually, the technology or whatever is there to do like breakout rooms and stuff.
I think that's what, that's why I was thinking. If we take something like that we know already, like Ilmfest or RAS, then we can just take.
So let's get down how they do it first, and we see how we would do that.
So both of these, as far as I'm aware, is that there's one main stage where that's the main, and then there's there are breakout rooms for certain workshops that are happening throughout that time. And then there's a big stall for exhibitions and things like that. So
this is what I'm saying, guys, that the only time they would have breakout rooms is if it's a huge conference, because for a normal 5,000-10,000 person conference, you wouldn't do breakout rooms.
Right. Okay.
Like the Muslim audience does not do that. The only place I've seen the breakout rooms done is GPU.
RAS does, Okay. Yeah. So let's keep it simple then. Let's just keep it. It's no breakout room. It's just a 10-man or speaker event.
Yeah, because when you're virtual as well, and there's no point of you having breakout rooms, because like you could have the people in the same place. So when you're thinking of an event, Faisal, are you thinking that this is like a one-day thing? They all come there on one day, or is it like across a few days?
What I was thinking is that Tony Robbins has taken his 3-day full immersion experience into a way where he comes into your home essentially, and he's basically what he's promising is that it's the same Tony Robbins experience, but from the comfort of your own home. So I'm saying that what's the impact that people get when they go to an RIS or they go to an Ilmfest is they get that Iman boost, they get that knowledge and all that kind of stuff. So how do you recreate all of that stuff in an online setting, first of all? And then secondly, how do you then promote it as such as well?
Yeah, so write that down, Faisal, in terms of we're having like the main stage kind of lecture, right? Yeah. And then just write as well, because maybe we can find a way to do it, is the whole like market area.
Yeah, sure. that's the. So main stage.
Yeah.
Speakers. Yeah.
Marketplace thing.
Yeah. So marketplace. Maybe this is probably dispensable, but we'll put it in there for now.
Yeah, we have to think of if we can make it work. Then I was thinking, what are the other reasons or benefits of going there, right? So, for example, there is networking element, right?
The community.
There is Iman boost, like you mentioned.
Yeah.
Why else do people go? Is it
social? It's a social thing.
Turn into a bit of a trade show, or not really?
No, it is a trade fair. That's the marketplace. But I think also the whole thing around it being a social thing.
Yeah.
That's why Muslims love events, right? Social.
Yeah.
So it's like a whole it's somewhere you can go with your family and all that stuff.
Yeah, right. That phase or something for everyone or whatever.
Yeah. So that's why a lot of them have. Some of them have creches or child events and this and that. Some of them have marriage and networking and stuff like that. Something for everyone, basically.
Yeah. Okay. So how are we going to tackle these things if it's virtual then? So
I think that the first one really is the easiest. The speakers. Yeah, because again, when you're actually present at an event, the speakers come up. You're listening. It's got the two screens on either side, and but when you're on a laptop, it's not the same.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, would people stay there if it's an all-day thing? They stay out. So, how do you translate it?
Yeah. Well, so first, like technology-wise or whatever, we'd be using some kind of like webinar / streaming thing, right?
Yeah. So.
Okay. And I was thinking as well, we could have a very clear like itinerary of who is when.
One thing that I think makes Ilmfest interesting is that they do activities that you don't normally see people doing. Okay, so for example, they had like a Quran quiz, but the contestants were the shuyukh.
Okay.
Right. So what they did is that basically the person asking the question was like, for example, they were doing a Hafidh quiz, right? Where they basically started the ayah, and then they were like, okay, you need to finish the ayah, right? And you got all these shuyukh, all Hafidh, right? And they're all like doing that. So like quizzes and those kind of things, because it's not just about, if you just do it purely as he's a speaker, like that's like YouTube or that's like a live stream. But I think we need to add these kind of elements that gives it that USP where it's like, oh my God, I actually want to attend that. Like that looks amazing.
Yeah. Basically, I was thinking is we have to make it as interactive as possible. That's what's going to make it different. And also like this Quran quiz thing, that's something you can't generally find on YouTube. So we have to also bring types of content, if you like, that is unique.
Yeah.
Right. So I was thinking even from the interactive point of view, it's like if you could have a competition for the best talk, so people can rate the talks.
Yeah,
that's a good idea. Yeah.
Competition.
We should do that for the show.
Like, I'll vote. Yeah, voting and stuff like that. Yeah.
Do it for the show, bro. Cool. So guys, if you think like Faisal's the best in this show, then vote for Faisal. If you think Amin's the best, then vote for Amin. And if you know the truth, then vote for me.
So that's something around what you're saying, is that we need to make it much more interactive, do things different to encourage audience participation. Because otherwise it just becomes a very I can just watch it on YouTube later, or I can pay for the streaming and stuff.
Yeah. One thing I thought, Faisal, is some of these old game shows or TV game shows, whatever they're called, right? I can't remember the exact names of them, but what if we had like these known like public figures playing those in front of people and stuff, right? And that would be part of the unique.
Like Twitch, so you have like one of the scholars on and just playing Call of Duty.
No, game shows, bro.
Brother. Quick, go left, shoot him.
No, I mean, that's an option, to be honest.
No, but I think that's a good idea. It's a good idea. It's like basically the conventional games that just you would like reality TV, but with those guys, but while they're having fun, type thing.
Yeah. Well, not reality TV, but It's like, no, I don't want to think of that. But what, man, what's those games, man? Like Countdown. Yeah, Countdown's one. Price is Right.
Like Deal or No Deal, that kind of stuff.
No, these are newer ones. I'm talking about like the 90s.
Oh, right, yeah, the generation game and play your cards right.
The top, the middle, or the bottom.
Yeah, strike it lucky, yeah.
Yeah, like these kind of things, but with the public
It's showing your
figures.
age now, I mean. I thought you were like a young whiz kid. Like...
Yeah, 90s, man.
Okay, so basically, what this is again, I guess, making the event a much more interesting, engaging, and stuff, right? So
yeah, unique stuff you will not find on YouTube.
Yeah, unique.
Right, and doesn't like just how this podcast. I know it's not being edited, and I think that gives another flavor. So this would have that same thing where they know it's not going to be edited.
Yeah. Another thing is that one of the good things about the Muslim CEO interview and the shows that we've been doing is that they kind of get very personal with these shuyukh and with these celebrities that we're interviewing. And so having that kind of intimate kind of thing where you're going deep into their lives, and like it could be quick fire round, by the way, like what's your favorite color, what's your favorite book, what's your favorite this, what's your favorite, like actually getting to know them. And Al-Maghrib does a very good job of actually having really good intros to each sheikh before he comes onto the stage. But if you could actually just get to know them and do all of that, I think it's quite powerful.
That's good.
Like
I like that.
Fireside chat or something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, fireside chat. That's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Chat. Okay, so that's quite good.
And so what we're saying is these like different, whatever you want to call it, segments, they would just be back to back, right?
Yeah. I mean, so again, let's think about this event being something like 2 to 3 days, like over a weekend. That's when a lot of these events and conferences are. So you can break it over 2 days.
Yeah. And I was thinking, I think what sometimes people do is they will, they might not share the itinerary, or they do these creative things to make it so they don't just fill up the big speakers talks, right? And even the lesser known people will have an audience or be able to benefit people. So maybe we could call the segment by the topic rather than the name or something like that.
So segment by the topic. So like we say, this section is going to be about, I don't know, environmentalism and Islam or something.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. No, you could have even the name. You could have a well thought of name, so people are attracted by the topic and the benefit rather than
rather than who the speaker is. Yeah, understood. Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah.
So that,
I mean, the other thing we could do is like panel. At the end of GMAS, for example, they would always have all the scholars sitting on the stage together, and then they would kind of have like a panel discussion or Q&A and stuff.
Yeah, Q&A is good because you got the interaction online.
Yeah, mass Q&A. Yeah, okay.
And you could do like AMAs as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know who'd be willing to do that, but yeah, AMA.
Okay. So this is all around the knowledge seeking stuff. I mean, at the moment it's very gimmicky. There's lots of gimmicks and stuff. What's the actual? So are we saying that we're going to have traditional talks as well, or is it just all the talks are going to have like a different flavor to them?
Yeah, no. What I was thinking is that the talks would be 50% of it, and what we've written here is another 50%, which is the more unique things.
Yeah. What I was actually thinking was,
because the whole thing is that it's when the event is in person, it's unique, meaning you're going to a physical place. That's what makes it unique. Here we have to find another way to make it unique, otherwise it's just YouTube, isn't it? So we can't just have talks.
It's all about the experience fundamentally, right? And so there's ways you can do that. Like, for example, if it was a Zoom meeting, it could be that everyone has their cameras on. Right? I don't know if there's software out there that could make someone look at all the cameras and all that kind of stuff.
30,000, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like if you think about like what it's like, but fundamentally, like because it's about experience, we also need to think about the people delivering, right? Like, for example, I remember recently Russell Brunson did a course called List Building Secrets, right? Even though it was like a webinar type thing, he actually had a venue, he had a stage, and he was there delivering it like live, but he was on the stage and he had the screens, so it felt like he was actually on the stage, and it felt like you were watching him deliver on stage. So something like that,
Yeah.
Uh,
So just use real stage, proper quality camera equipment. Obviously,
that's
some kind of
it's not, the sheikhs or whatever, they shouldn't be in their bedroom at home and stuff.
no.
Exactly,
Yeah. They have to gather in a venue.
Yeah.
And social distance. Eye roll.
Yeah. What's the mask policy on it? Okay.
Now I was thinking as well, Faisal, that so they're in the venue, and the venue obviously has to have very good cameras, and it has to have some kind of feedback system where the speakers have an iPad or something where they can interact and see what's coming in, etc. Or the host or whatever can see that. It has to be very smooth, basically.
Yeah. So what I was thinking was that,
kind of like our old coaching calls versus these ones now.
Yeah.
Exactly. Has to be like the ones now.
Yeah. So no, what I was thinking was that even the user sitting at home, basically in preparation for something like this, there should be an app, right? So on the app is, first of all, it's very interactive, all the stuff that's coming up. But it's like, when there's a TV program and it's okay, right, you can now vote now or whatever, and then it's live.
Press the red button on your remote.
Sorry?
Press the red button on your remote.
Yeah, but on the app, for example, we've been talking about all this stuff. Who's the best speaker? But basically, that keeps them engaged because then that's the companion to the event. That makes sense.
Yeah. You could even have like a youth session where the sheikh has to like see how much he knows about youth culture, and then he could do like what's it called, 50-50, where the audience will help them out and stuff.
I thought you said 50 like, okay, quick fire, okay, Ronaldo or Messi, pizza or such and such, what I mean?
Yeah, no, just thinking of ways people can interact. So definitely, I don't know if it would, I think, to be honest, an app is not realistic because it's like too much invested in just one event.
Yeah,
right?
I guess it depends on if this
but I'm sure there are what's the word, pre-made software which just allows audience interaction, definitely.
Yeah, of course.
So we can use that.
One thing I was thinking is that this is a bit weird, but this is, I guess, where the future's going, right? There's these kind of games that people play where they kind of go into this virtual world, and then when they're in there, they got headsets and stuff. And when they get in there, then it's like they're actually walking in a real place, and they're like it's proper virtual, right? I sound like I'm like from the 80s, yeah, but like it just feels so real by them being there. So you could even make the theme of it like VR headset or something, and you could actually have cameras that do VR style things. So it's 360, and it's so simple now. You could even do that with basic stuff on your iPhone, right? Where you just put those on with a Google Cardboard or whatever it is, and you could be in the conference actually looking at the whole stage and looking at everything.
That's what you call it. That's sick. Yeah, that's really good. I like that VR headset experience. Yeah.
I saw actually a documentary about virtual churches, and apparently that's a thing for some people.
Okay, that's interesting.
Virtues. They want to rebrand it and stuff. Cool. All right, so VR experience. So what we would normally do with something like this, by the way, we would go and do bright spotting, and so what should I have a look at? Like what?
It would be good to see, because I'm going to do that anyway. But it'd be good if we could look at what Tony Robbins, like, how is he selling this now? It just blows my mind to think about that,
Okay, here we go.
I see you've been on BBC, Faisal. I thought you weren't into that.
Exposed.
I just football gossip. You're more exposed. Okay, there you go. So your journey to unleashing full potential starts. Release the power within live, virtual 360 interactive. So it is actually what you're saying. Interesting.
Right. So that means you can look around and see the other participants and stuff.
Yeah, but you can't really do any virtual high fives.
Has he got Usher coming?
No, he's just one of the testimonials.
That's his testimonial.
It's interesting because one of the reasons I didn't go to like Tony Robbins was because of all the whole hugging and all the music, so from that perspective, it's actually really kind of cool to look into now.
He's halalified it now, yeah.
He's halalified it, yeah. But you have to put your thing on mute at some point.
Oh, he's on Team McGregor.
So what you get? Okay, it's interesting. So they got fast start pre-event prep sessions.
That's
and then
good.
private social community, and then was it 3 days of massive transformation? Okay. Then, well,
So
Okay, let's see the details of how it works.
okay, sure. So,
What does it say? 360
transformation.
interactive. What does that actually mean, though? Oh,
Video?
maybe the video will explain. Yeah. Now we hear the voice, the raspy voice.
Yeah.
Oh, we're not getting your computer audio, Faisal.
Can you hear the video?
no.
No.
Oh, it's coming into my.
And the audio people won't be able to hear it. But anyway,
Yeah,
let's
fine,
just
okay.
see what it looks like at least.
Yeah, sure.
I'll try and describe for the audio people. Well, it's just showing his normal event, right? And then,
People going mad.
yeah, basically.
Oh, Usher's there, looking very like non-famous.
It looks like this
The
is
raspy voice is coming now.
this is a normal like promo video, it seems, rather than
Yeah, interesting.
it's not showing the virtual part of it.
It's got Gerald Butler. Okay, it's got a lot of credibility, man.
Yeah,
Just
this
Tommy
is a
Romo's.
normal promo video, man.
Yeah. Okay. So it's strange. Yeah, it is. So let's forget that one. Okay. So this is just whatever.
There you go. Tools and strategy. What's that about?
What is it? Tools and strategies.
Yeah,
Oh, here you go, yeah. That's just sales copy. Force
Okay.
success. Yeah. Unfair advantage.
No, basically he's not really showing what he
No, he is. He's basically doing the pre-training. He's doing the community, and so we need to.
I'm just saying
understand
the kind of technology and stuff and the way it
it's
works.
just 360, isn't it? It might be here actually.
There you go.
Yeah.
$2,000. Yeah, two grand.
So go down.
$4,000. Yeah.
He's still got these things. That's strange because these are usually you get priority seating and all of that.
Yeah. So what you get bonus is one diamond floor ticket to any in person the next 18 months. So basically $2,000. That's what you're getting for it, I guess.
So go down a little bit, Faisal. Pre-event. No, I just want to see the basic version because.
The pre-event fast track sessions.
Yeah.
Private Facebook community, and 50 meals donated to Feeding America in your name. There you go. Social impact. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, so go slightly lower. Let's have a look at the other ones.
Yeah. Oh, so here, yeah. So this is $7.95. Basically, what you're getting is that you're getting the experience, and then you're getting a bonus ticket. So the bonus tickets cost around $7.95 anyway, isn't it? So you're kind of getting this, but it's kind of almost pre-selling access to the personal power audio program.
That's a good audio program.
Yeah, that's good. Pre-event fast track session, which is the same. Private Facebook community, which you get here, 250 meals. Okay. And then one diamond floor. Okay, UPW private virtual Q&A experience with Tony Robbins. That's quite good.
That is good, yeah.
Yeah, so maybe for our event, the breakout sessions could be kind of bonus things that it's only for certain people.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Cool.
And by the way, like even like the shiuk time and all of that stuff, that could be as well. Because you could actually do this as like a free event and then have paid versions and stuff as well. But yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Free event.
So now maybe we should get into the actual marketing, right? Because we've spent a long time on.
Yeah, sure. Okay, yeah. So now we're quite clear of like for Tony Robbins, he's got the 3 pre-events because you want to, so you get the most out of that day, those 3-day experience. That you need to make sure you have this ready, and stuff. Maybe that's not really required for this kind of event.
Yeah. This is more casual and less.
Yeah.
It's more, I guess, entertainment, to be honest, than development.
Yeah. Okay. So what was the other thing we just said? Was the breakout session.
Yeah, it could be like paid breakout sessions, private live stream, etc. Private Q&A.
Oh, the other thing you could do, by the way, is that because it's being live streamed, you could actually give them access forever to the whole summit if they pay as well.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, access forever.
Yeah.
Pay once.
I think we can decide better on the pricing and stuff when we go to the marketing, because sometimes the marketing will define the pricing that you need to do.
Yeah, cool. So with something like this, obviously you need like a website created to do it. What the standard event things are, Eventbrite and stuff.
Forget that, man. We just got to use get a landing page.
No, but again, a serious website or serious conference would have a proper full website, bios about the speakers.
No, I'm saying Eventbrite. I'm saying we probably wouldn't use Eventbrite.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
just going.
Right, guys, we're going to run out of time, so let's get into the marketing, like specifically what we're doing.
Right, okay, cool. So as you can see, what Tony Robbins did, he went very heavy with testimonials and sales page and creating a video for it and stuff. So that's all standard stuff, is it? The marketing collaterals, and then we'll just say what they are.
Yeah, but let's start with the kind of funnel, man. That's probably the starting point, right? Okay. So the website is upwvirtual.com. Okay, when I go there, the call to action goes to the pricing. So it's like a one-page sales page, basically. Yeah. This is like if I click buy now, then I just pretty much pay there.
Yeah.
And by the way, he's using ClickFunnels. So
he's probably in the 2 Comma Club.
Easily. Yeah. So yeah, basically we probably need just one landing page, and on the landing page there will be a section where you have the options. You might have the free option in which you have to give your email address, but then the paid options you would pay there on the page, like an order form, etc.
Yeah, free option, email address, paid option.
And so this would basically be the central hub of the promotional activity for the event, right? So anyone, like we would imagine all the shiuch are going to promote it, right? So they're all going to use links to this page. The emails are going to send people to this page. The ads are going to send people to this page. So it's all, that's the central hub. That's kind of the purpose of having a landing page like this, okay?
Yeah. Direct traffic towards.
Now, I guess what goes on this page, right? So it's going to be, we're going to need a big, so if we're doing, for example, Ilm Summit, right? So it could be like a headline, Ilm Summit goes virtual. And then I think what it needs to be, the focus of the copy would be is the unique things about this, right? How it's not going to be just a webinar, it's not lectures. And I think we need to lead with that perhaps.
Yeah.
So interactive element, the Q&A element, the AMA element, the different like the game show ideas that we brought.
Everything you love about Film Summit, whatever. I don't know if Film Summit is actually a thing, and taking and
making it even more interactive, bring it to your home, etc. Engaging, really.
Engaging, yeah.
There's one element I just realized that we didn't really talk about when it comes to the actual product or logistics, which is how do we engineer a socializing or a networking element into this event?
So
because that's very important.
This is where the whole Facebook community comes in. This is what it's made for, really.
Okay, Facebook group. But what about like when you're listening to a lecture, do we have some kind of chat, live chat, or?
Yeah, so I think whichever software is used, having that live chat where people are just talking as
Yeah.
well, that was a great point.
Yeah.
This and
No, but I'm just thinking, can we engineer the element of, oh, you know, you're in the conference, oh, I haven't seen you for 6 months. How's it going? How's the kids? Can we engineer that? Is that possible? Because a lot of people like that about
without causing fitna.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you gotta think of. How do we make it so it's, you know, invite only kind of thing? For example, before the event, no, then you'd have to make the attendees list public. I don't know. It could be like,
I mean,
connect
you
your.
can't have, you know how you have the Gmail groups and stuff where everyone is on a thread, but if you have like 10,000 people or even 5, it'll get crazy. So
Yeah, exactly.
I think a Facebook community allows it to it keeps it controlled. Maybe what we could encourage is that share your notes or share your gems and something like that. So
Okay, that's a good idea.
Yeah. So share your gems notes, and so
It could be something like when you register for it, share it on your Facebook, and then you could create your own kind of group chat or something where you're watching together or something.
Yeah, what would be good is if you could do
watch parties. You know what, you have watch parties on Facebook and stuff.
Yeah. What I'm trying to do, Faisal, is get out of the whole everyone can see it into a thing where it's like people that know each other.
With the watch party,
that's really good. I like that. I really like that. That's really good.
Isn't that what the watch party is, though? You choose.
No, it's with your friends.
You choose your friends, and then you watch it together. So I think making the whole watch party thing a big thing about the conference, that watch with your friends and family, and then like they can all chat to each other, right? So it's like you're actually there together and you're talking and everything.
Yeah. So there's one big public room, but if you want to go to, you can go to that one, or you can just break out and watch it, but only have your own people in the chat. That's a really unique feature.
Yeah. So the content is same for everyone, but then the chat experience will be kind of custom.
Yeah, the chat experience is custom. Yeah.
Okay, good. So let's go back to marketing now. So we talk about a landing page, and we talk on the landing page, we're going to emphasize the unique elements of it that you can't get in person or on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
But then we probably should then, the secondary point to really push forward would be everything good about Ilm Summit in the past, right? And all the credibility that comes with that.
So Faisal, just get some of the games and all the other things that Faisal mentioned before. Fireside chats and
fireside chats.
Let me just see.
Favorite.
Yeah.
As you've never seen them before.
Yeah.
Faisal, can you scroll it all the way to the top, please, bro?
Yeah. Okay.
No, sorry, I meant all the way to the bottom so I can see because Zoom's cutting the bottom bit off.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's good.
Your favorite. Okay. So that's
going
to be the main element.
So it's like one big, basically, sales page. Should we go on to talk about the traffic?
One thing that maybe you could do just to make add bonuses and this and that, again, maybe for premium members, is that all the talks from previous Ilm Summits can be made available in a portal and stuff.
Yeah, as one of the paid kind of options.
Yeah.
Right?
You could also do the whole, you could do audience giveaways.
Yeah.
Right. So to try and get them to consume the knowledge better, you can be like, okay, so like you could have a interactive quiz after every single speech to make sure that they got the information, right? So it's like, okay, I want you to all guess the ethnicity of the sheikh, for example, right? Like actually tell us which one you think it is. He mentioned it in the talk, right? And then just like, okay, and you just scroll through it and all the right answers coming in, and from all the answers you're like randomly picking one and be like, okay, you've just won this and that. Because then can you imagine how people are going to be listening to the whole program then?
Yeah, that's very good.
That's taking like the live element and actually making it even better than being in person.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm giving away $1,000 for whoever can guess.
Okay, that's cool. All right, so that's very good. Obviously, standard thing, you'd have testimonials from previous ones.
Yeah.
you'd have.
Now, what would happen like once you sign up, once you register? What's the experience after that? Because obviously, especially for the people signing up for free, we really want them to attend, right? So we would have a large element of email follow-up. And what would those emails like include? I guess it would be, I mean, from what we've put together here, we could have like 10 emails just reminding them about the different unique features, right?
Yeah,
so
I
one
think,
element would be that.
I think also, I mean, like one thing we haven't talked about, guys, which is like, I guess everyone listening will benefit from this hugely if they've got anything to do with education or content creation or anything. But I think one thing we haven't talked about is theme, right? Because really what happens is that with a lot of the reminder emails that you're going to do for it, they're going to talk about a lot of these features, like, you know, paid giveaways and this and that and all the wonderful things about it. But also talking about the actual problem, like that's the thing that's really going to get them to the conference and get them on there, because they feel like, oh yeah, this is a problem I actually want to do something about.
So does M Summit do themes?
Yeah, like, so they do themes. Like most of these conferences will do different themes for each year.
Yeah. So, you know,
Overall, yeah, so exactly.
like we could do, for example, the theme might be dealing with hardship, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's good.
Coronavirus edition.
Yeah.
It could be just about like racism and all the isms.
Okay.
Cool. All right. So yeah, that's the post sign up. So people can be reminded via. Actually, we want them to consume it wherever they are. So even on the phone. So maybe text messages.
Yeah. And once you sign up on the confirmation page, we should have video of the main speaker or the main organizer, you know, thanking them for signing up.
Yeah.
And again, motivating them to actually attend.
I mean, you could do something else as well, which is a little bit controversial, but you could actually charge everyone and say whoever turns up gets a refund.
I was just thinking the exact same thing.
And we could monitor it.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. If you turn up, you get your money back. Yeah. It's a bit logistically heavy.
You turn up for what? You just turn up for 1 minute.
Yeah, we have to think of the details of that.
Yeah. But I'm saying rewarding the right type of behavior, isn't it?
You could even call it like a deposit, really, because that's kind of what it is.
Yeah.
Pay for and get refund if you attend.
You could also do what Ross Bronson did recently, where he was like, pay whatever you like. No, pay if only if you enjoy it. So it's like you don't pay right now. You pay after the event if you got value from it.
Yeah, it's so good if you've got nice funding and stuff to arrange all this stuff. You got to make it work as well, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So obviously there'll be lots of content throughout the build up. So there'll be regular videos, I guess, bios of the speakers.
You know, we should do, Faisal, we should actually do trailers of some of the bigger talks.
Yeah.
Imagine doing a trailer for a talk. Like, let's say over the 2 days, are going to be like 4 big talks, okay? Yeah. And do a trailer for each one of those. Yeah. Because you really have to work hard to get people to show up.
Let's talk a little bit about the traffic as well before we close.
Yeah. Well, we've only been going actually for like 35 minutes. So.
Oh, okay.
We're still within our free Zoom limit.
Yeah. So the traffic, what were you saying?
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Let's do traffic.
So I think a lot of it could be influencer-led, like personality-led, different social pages promoting it.
Yeah.
I mean, something.
The whole viral thing. If you share this with 5 of your friends, you get X% off your ticket or something.
Yeah, that could be.
Could work quite well.
Especially if it's like very low priced or it's free. That could be a way to get loads of people signing up.
Yeah, get your ticket for free, basically. That would be good. Get your ticket for free.
Yeah,
Or
that's
you
good.
do the intrusive 10 of your
Yeah,
friends.
if you refer 2 people, then you get your ticket. Like, make it very low, a barrier to
You know, it's
get
quite
in.
interesting because when they were trying to sell tickets for GPU, you can imagine, like, you know, selling tens of thousands of tickets, big deal, yeah, especially in those days. What they did is every single night, the Islam Channel was just like, I think it was like Mohammad Ali, the owner, and other celebrities just sitting there, just talking about the conference every night, like
Wow.
selling the conference, basically, giving away tickets, that kind of stuff, right? And so those people that are coming on the actual thing, like imagine if Umar Sulaiman was coming, or Hamza Zots is someone, and like tonight they're going to be on our channel just for 15-20 minutes saying, listen guys, like, you know, this whole summit, I'm really looking forward to it. What I'm going to be talking about is this topic, and the reason why it's important because of this.
Regular live streams.
Yeah, regular live streams, and really basically doing the whole, you know, like marketers, sometimes we do this where we're like, okay, this is exactly what you need to do, right? And so we tell you what you need to do, but we don't tell you exactly all the details of how to do it, right? And so in the same way, like, you know, they could come and say, look, I'm going to be talking about this topic, and it's amazing, and it's going to help you like this, and they're like, wow, like just building that desire.
In the talk, I'm going to talk about 5 key things that you must have
exactly.
to get to Jannah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So influencer traffic, okay. Up Viral, let's just explain a little bit for the listeners what Up Viral is. So basically, it's a software that allows you to create your own kind of referral system or affiliate system. So that the way it would be used here is that when people they go to the main landing page that we talked about, they sign up, let's say for, you know, £5, £10 ticket. When they finish that, they get sent to the thank you page, you know, confirmation page. On that page, it would say, here's your unique code, send it to your friends. And if two people sign up through you, buy their ticket through you, through your link, then we will refund your ticket, right? And it's all trackable using these unique links, okay? So that's just a little software that does that, and that's the idea we had. So you can imagine how if you have 1,000 people, if you get 1,000 people yourself to sign up, and each of them are working hard to refer people so their ticket is free, then you know, that 1,000 turns into like 3, 4, 5, 6,000, right? So that's Up Viral. Now, advertising wise, I think definitely, even if we're not doing like cold traffic or whatever, definitely we would probably do retargeting ads, okay? And that, because we're going to be sending traffic from the influencers and everything for kind of free anyway. But when people hit that page, if they don't buy or they don't sign up for it, then we want them to come back. So we would put some budget to that. And then also, even if they register, or specifically for those that register, we would have maybe some ads, and maybe with a smaller budget, just making sure they actually turn up, right? Assuming, you know, we've got the money for that and stuff. That would be very useful, very important.
Enticing them and
yeah, all these trailers and the different speakers inviting you on. Remember, it's tomorrow. Remember this, and you could even do it by the day. So remember, it's in 3 days. Remember, it's in 2 days. All of that.
The only thing I guess you wouldn't do, like what you would do for a normal event, is location-based targeting. You wouldn't need for this, right?
Yeah, you don't have to. So we've got like 20 minutes left, so it's a good amount of time really to finish up. So what about cold traffic? Like, would you do some ads for this, considering it might be free tickets or very cheap tickets? What do you think?
I mean, it really depends, bro. Economic engine wise, like how much are we talking this is going to cost to put together, you know, and how much are we really, because one thing we haven't talked about at all is sponsorships and the marketplace.
Of course,
because what should happen is that while they're there, you know, you can have multiple offerings for sponsorship. So between them, they can have sponsorship things. You could have banners and other things. So like, there's a lot of money you could make through the promotions.
Yeah, a lot. You can even do, like, you know how you do the thing, everyone gets a prize and stuff. Awards ceremony are sponsored by X organization. This talk is sponsored by this organization.
And the giveaways could be products from those companies.
Yeah. And also, I think like these companies, you know, you could like use them, like especially if they're Muslim organizations and charities, right? Use them to promote their own thing.
No, that's a
that
traffic
look
thing. Yeah.
that we're going to feature. I mean, another thing that we could do. I mean, it's a bit of a controversial topic again for some people, but at these conferences, the conferences will basically charge the charity an amount to fundraise, and they'll probably raise a lot of money at that point, and then they will pay amount of it to the thing. So that's basically it's again, it's sponsorship 101, right?
Headline charity.
So you could do the whole headline charity, headline business.
You could even do this,
A
bro.
percentage of each fund goes to a charity, or you could do that.
Yeah, that would be more of just a pure giving thing. I was thinking, if let's say the ticket is a paid ticket, even if it's low cost, on the thank you page, you could have like a one-click upsell where they're actually giving to a charity. And for that spot, right, you only have one charity there, but for that spot, you really charge a lot. I'm not, by the way, agreeing or disagree with these practices, but from a monetization point of view, it's quite clever, I think.
Yeah, cool. One click upsell to give to a charity.
Yeah. That's like premier real estate there. Yeah. Okay, good. So traffic. And yeah, if like all your costs were covered from sponsorships and more, and you had extra, then maybe you could do some cold traffic at that point. But really, I think the 80-20 here is getting the right influencers on board, because if you get them on board and part of their agreement to participate is that they're going to promote it X amount of times and everything, then that should get you a lot of traffic on its own.
So surely the influencers are the sheikhs involved and stuff.
Yeah.
Who are you thinking of someone else as an influencer?
I wasn't actually, but
okay.
You could go. You know what? That's actually something very interesting, by the way, as well. Is that you could get some of those guys to come and be in this format, right? So let's say there's a big YouTube vlogger, right, who's Muslim and identifies as a Muslim as well. Like you could have them come.
That guy who does the Muslim CEO show, that guy would be really good.
Yeah, he's very busy, but we could ask him, right? But if you did something like that, where those type of people were coming on as well, because it's like a Muslim-centric type of summit, and they could actually host a lot of the stuff as well. So, for example, like if you think about someone like Mohammad, someone's got millions of views, people know him very well, but he's someone that they use at Ilmfest. So at Ilmfest, he's like a celebrity himself, but he's like headlining the intros and doing all that, kind of like when you go to an award ceremony, that they got celebrity to basically be the MC. So you could actually use influencers like that as well to fill slots, to do game shows, to do the stuff that the shiuch cannot do, right?
So maybe maybe Muslim comedians, YouTubers,
nasheed artists.
Yeah, nasheed artists. Yeah, so much more of a well-rounded. It's not just purely Islamic knowledge. This is like you had the whole something for everyone. Yeah,
and I think because we were talking about monetization, what I would say is that really the money's in the list. So once you put something like this on, and you've got tens of thousands of emails, right? At that point, then that becomes something that you can really monetize and make money off the back end as well. Just through affiliate products, you could make a lot of money through that way.
That's quite strong.
Okay.
Justin, do you feel like putting on an event now, first of all? I can see it in your eyes.
Anything that I come to these sessions with, big boost, isn't it?
Yeah. An interesting element as well would be that you could potentially get speakers that you wouldn't usually be able to get because they can't fly in.
Yeah,
right?
That's actually so true.
So you could we still want the stage element though, right? And the professionalism, but we could have one stage is in the UK, one's in the US, for example, right? Something like that. You could team up with for example, One Path Network. We'll be we'll do a stage in Australia, but you guys promote the event hard.
That's really good. So host or whatever, different organizations and
alliances,
alliance, different orgs.
A Muslim alliance with Rome. Keyword for Facebook. Okay. The thing really, I think maybe
Hagia Sophia episode.
The thing left maybe would be really to, it's not so much the marketing, it's the product in a way, like the marketplace. How would we actually do the logistics of that and stuff, right?
Yeah, okay, so the marketplace. It's interesting because, this year, Canton Fair,
Yeah.
obviously we go there obviously every so often and stuff. This year, it was April and October are the two dates. So April was right slap bang in the middle of the whole Corona thing.
So tell us what is the Canton Fair as well, bro, just for those that don't know.
Canton Fair is obviously probably one of the biggest trade fairs in the world. It's held in Canton or Guangzhou in China, and it's for basically 3 weeks in April and 3 weeks in October. And at the same time, there's lots of different trade fairs happening around that area. People from all over the world essentially fly in, and they can literally anything. You can literally buy anything from at that. It's probably really expensive to host there.
Everything from makeup to motorbikes you can buy and brand.
Yeah, and stuff. Yeah, so that's the place if you're looking to set up any sort of business.
So what do they do this year?
So this year they had it all virtual.
So how did that work?
All virtual. Yeah, so again, I don't know the logistics of how it works and stuff.
So that's something I would bright spot, and I would look at how they did the showcasing, because the other way you could do it, guys, is that throughout the whole time that the summit's running, you could have a double summit running, right? Where one is pure promotional stuff, kind of like a QVC, where you give every exhibitor a 20-minute slot, and you publicize that this is going to be the time when Learning Roots are going to be speaking about home learning and children and kind of their products, right? And then you've got the Muslim Halal Mocktail Company is going to be talking about their drinks and how to make good mocktails at home. So you have this thing side by side. So when you're tired from there, because that's what happens in a conference. When you're tired from the speakers, you're let me go see what's happening over there. So you go there, and then when you're tired from that stuff, you're let me go learn something now that I've spent £1,000, right? So
and when those brands that I'm guessing they would pay, they were paying for a stall, you would actually tell them they have to do content, right? It can't just be selling.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So they have a 20-minute slot where they're delivering useful content for their target customer, and then they'll have products that they're selling there and stuff.
But I think that how you would use this stuff, it probably done by the list as opposed to giving everyone a 10-minute slot, 20-minute slot to talk about this stuff.
No, what you would do is you would just give them you make it a ongoing summit for that, isn't it? That's what I'm saying. That's the whole point of doing them side by side, that you just give everyone time, and you might only have 10 exhibitors in the day. They might all have 2 hours. They might all have 20 minutes to 30 minutes each, right? Which means that for 3-4 hours it's running continuously. So you could just be the bazaar is only open between this time and this time,
okay,
right? And then do it like that.
Very good. Okay, and then we already talked about the socializing element. Okay, good stuff. Anything to add before we close?
I think one other thing I would say is that I've managed a lot of these events, and they're very stressful. They're very this and that. But there's some really cool places that you get to see when you manage them, right? So the green room, which is where all the celebrities and the shuyukh are basically chilling. The GPU one was exceptional. Why? Because you had everyone from the Mayor of London to Jermaine Jackson to the Muaddin of Mecca to Nomani Khan or something, right? So you can imagine that green room, and you walk through it and you just see whoa, So that experience is something, alhamdulillah, I got to do because I was a volunteer and stuff. Sign my thobe, yeah. So I just felt that whole open access. I'm not saying reality TV, but even seeing the shuyukh chilling and all of that. That was quite a unique experience, I think. And a lot of people wanted to get into the VIP area just so they could do that. And I was well, virtually, could we do something like that? Because that would be something people would pay for as well.
I know what you could do. You can actually have some on-the-ground content or footage. So maybe you get a YouTuber loose or a prankster loose.
Prankster, pranking the shuyukh. Yeah, that people will pay for.
That's the part of the comedy aspect of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, good stuff. So, what did we talk about on this episode of Marketing While Muslim? We basically try to take a very, popular Muslim or Islamic conference that you see in the UK, US, for example, and we imagined what it would look like if it was done online and how it could actually be made better than in person in some ways. And so we thought up the kind of product at the beginning. What would the event be like? What would the experience be like? What could we bring, which is different to YouTube, right? Because now we're competing with YouTube when you're doing it virtually. So what could we do that's unique? We thought of some really good ideas there. Then we went to the marketing, which is how do you get people to sign up? We talked about having one big landing page, which is like a sales page, which will run people through what the event is all about, what's unique about doing it virtually, and then all the usual benefits of attending such a kind of conference. And then we talked about people would be signing up. Maybe we do it free. Maybe we would make it, very cheap, and then we give the money back if they show up. We also talked about then the email follow-up. So once they buy, or if they don't quite buy, they just leave their email address. What would we do there to make sure people attend? And then finally, we talked about the traffic, where we said we would get most of the speakers would be the ones pushing the traffic to that page. Everyone's pushing all to that same page where people can sign up. We would do some retargeting advertising there to get people to come back if they didn't, and also to remind them to definitely make sure they attend on time. We talked about so many things, getting free giveaways, the kind of, what's it called? What Tony Robbins used to do back in the day, the
infomercials,
that kind of thing, with content with some of the big Muslim brands that might be presenting on a parallel stream to the main event stream, and a lot of opportunities for the whole marketplace kind of thing. So yeah, overall, a lot of ideas. I think we covered a lot. We did a lot actually for the short amount of time that we spent on it. And just with a few more hours, I think it'd be really, really interesting. And yeah, that's it. That's what the event would kind of look like. Obviously, a lot of details to kind of narrow down. But yeah, that was it. Marketing While Muslim, episode 6. Remember, you can just listen to this. We've got obviously 5 other episodes on all podcast platforms, and we're also on YouTube and Facebook with the video version. The benefit of video version really is that you can see our screen. You can see, Faisal's beautiful face, and yeah, you can leave comments and stuff there. So yeah, let us know how you're finding it. And it's been a great episode. جزاكم الله خيرا. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك. أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت. أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.